This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel. And I promised you a little bit of discussion about those power rankings that I had mentioned in the Draisaitl ranked behind Matthews and Pettersson video that Sportsnet did. Well, now I've mentioned those power rankings early on in that video, and let's get to them right here, right now. All right, so it is on the article entitled Canadian Division Power Rankings, Who's the Best in the Land? It's a 1 through 7 list featuring the Leafs, the Canucks, the Senators, the Habs, the Jets, the Oilers, and the Flames. That's your 7 in Canada. Yeah, if you're not familiar, those are the 7 NHL cities, 7 NHL teams in Canada, and here's what we've got for a list. And I will read the descriptions that matter most, and I will not bother with the ones that don't. 7th place, the Ottawa Senators. No crap, that's pretty given. 6th place, the Montreal Canadiens. Well, yeah, that's not shocking. They were the lowest seeded playoff teams, so way to end your season, Pittsburgh. Oh, wait, that's inconvenient. We'd rather just talk about how Chicago punted Edmonton. Ah, gotcha, okay. All right, we don't need to talk about Montreal any further than that. Vancouver coming in at number 5. All right, Nate Schmidt, who, guys, sorry, yesterday I was like all about Braden McNabb being a Vancouver Canuck. I'm an idiot. That was Nate Schmidt being traded for that 3rd round pick. My bad. My apologies. So on this list, they kind of rank best acquisition, toughest departure. Of course, Schmidt's the best acquisition. Toughest departure is Jacob Markstrom. And I should mention this article is written by Luke Fox of Sportsnet, and guys, you're going to get into it here with me again in another video about Toronto media or Sportsnet media, whatever you want to say, and the Oilers and the disrespect and the Toronto Maple Leafs glorified coverage and words. That's what I'm trying to say. The 2020 Vancouver Canucks offseason is what salary cap hell looks like. No first round pick. No qualifying offer for a young, eager defenseman like Troy Stecher. No ability to retain point-per-game deadline rental to Foley. And the worst part, watching your regular season MVP Markstrom and your heart and soul right-shot defenseman Chris Tanev and a useful top-9 winger Josh Leivo all signed with one of your closest rivals. To his credit, manager Jim Benning did fleece the Golden Knights in the Schmidt trade and acquired a fine mentor tandem for Thatcher Demko in the turtle-loving Braden Holtby, but it's difficult to argue that the last Canadian team standing in 2020 didn't take a step backward. On the bright side, we only see young stars Pettersson and Hughes trending upward. Brock Besser has more to show, and a healthy Michael Furland could be a difference maker. Okay, that's what they're saying is going to get the Canucks places. But heaven forbid the Oilers say Connor McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nugent Hopkins take them somewhere, because you can't do it on star talent alone. But the Canucks can. The Oilers can't. But the Canucks can. All right, that's the line of bullcrap we're getting fed here today in these power rankings, and I'll get to that in a moment. Is any other team can ride their talent to anywhere they want. But the Oilers, they can't rely on the big 3. It's got to be everybody else in the lineup or they're not going anywhere. That's straight up. That's facts. According to Sportsnet, any other team in the NHL can rely on 3 guys to make the playoffs. If the Oilers do it, it equals bad Oilers. Bad Edmonton hockey team. Bad. All right. Anyway, the Canucks operate with speed and passion and wield one heck of a power play. If Demko is ready to be the man, we regret placing them so low on these power rankings. So the Canucks power play is just way better than the Oilers last year. It's straight up. It's a heck of a power play. Oh my goodness. Let's just go there. The Canucks power play is so good that it's going to get them where they're going. But yeah, we're going to regret ranking them 5th. But here's in stark contrast, number 4 on this list is the Edmonton Oilers, who were 12th place in the NHL last season. The Vancouver Canucks were 17th, by the way. So just keep this in mind. Best acquisition, Tyson Barrie. Toughest departure for the Oilers, as rated by Luke Fox of Sportsnet, Matt Benning. I'm sorry, yeah, I get it. Matt Benning, a guy we won with, I came to terms with that, no problem. How Matt Benning is your toughest departure as the Oilers, I don't understand when you gave up 2 second-round picks for Andres Athanasiou. Really? Really? 2-time concussion in the year. Matt Benning is our toughest departure. Man, the Oilers had a pretty good offseason if that's the toughest departure. Having their bubble burst early, this Luke Fox is writing here, by a rather mediocre Chicago club, reminded the hockey world that high-end star power, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, are arguably the best 2 offensive talents in the game, only goes as far as the supporting cast. Go back to what I just said about the Vancouver Canucks. Hold on. Do you need me to reread this? I think you do. Is, on the bright side, we only see young stars Elias Pettersson and Quinn Hughes trending upward. Brock Besser, only 23, has more to show. And a healthy Michael Furland, which is literally equivalent to Zach Kassian, could be a difference maker. The Canucks operate with speed and passion and wield one heck of a power play. If Demko is ready to be the man, we may regret placing them so low. So literally 3 guys plus a grit guy make the difference. But the Oilers, they can't do it alone with what they've got. Nope. The depth is, brutal, right? Brutal. Despite minimum cap space, GM Ken Holland rearranged the pieces around his MVPs, shoring up the forward group with bargains like Dominic Cahoon and Kyle Turris, plus giving headache prospect Yes Puljujarvi a second shot. So not only, right, do we have our own misgivings with Yes Puljujarvi? Absolutely. Is he a headache? Completely. But now you patch up the framework here and you actually get him back into the organization, and now you got the rest of the NHL out here calling him a headache. Before he's even given a shot, the national Canadian sports media taking shots like that in the press on Yes Puljujarvi. Again, we did that all along, but, right, it's just, no matter what the Oilers do, they are just slandered in the media, it seems. Not slandered, I guess, but slammed. Sorry, the words didn't correct. I was going for media terms. Slammed in the media for doing no matter whatever positive or negative thing they do, it's always slammed, and they're doing it wrong. Holland's best move, however, was buying low on power play quarterback Tyson Barrie, whose role will be essentially critical given Oscar Klefbom's injury. While we hate betting against McDavid and Draisaitl, I'm sure you do. That's all you do, but I hate to do it. We hate to do it. Yeah, no. This is what these guys live to do, is bet against the Oilers and Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Why is Leon Draisaitl ranked 4th on a top 5 centers list if you hate betting against him? Oh no, he needs to prove me wrong, but I hate betting against him. I hate betting against Leon Draisaitl, but he needs to prove me wrong again this year. In what world does any of what has come out of Sportsnet make sense today? This is getting me so turned around. And I don't do a lot of reading on Sportsnet. It's not every day I have an article review on Sportsnet unless Mark Spector's posted something. But this is taking it to a new level on a Saturday afternoon in late November when we're not playing hockey and don't have a new start date for the season. So, just lunacy, man. Holland's decision to run it back in net with the Mikko Koskinen and Mike Smith tandem, combined age 70, has us concerned about the Oilers' ability to outscore their problems. Okay, now I'm not going back to the Vancouver Canucks thing. We're going to skip over Winnipeg, who's ranked 3rd, because you know what, Winnipeg, they can be a pretty good team next year. Calgary ranked 2nd. I don't know. I really don't know how you rank Calgary that high, especially ahead of Edmonton. Calgary has a bunch of great pieces to put it together, sure. But guess what? That's all it is. Great pieces, not the pieces that'll win them hockey games, because they've still got Johnny Hockey. Sorry, that guy's not going to win the Flames anything. Toronto Maple Leafs, number 1. Okay, let me stop detracting the Calgary Flames, because, no matter if I'm right or wrong on the Calgary Flames, I'm not supposed to like the Flames. I don't like the Flames, so I'm not going to ever give them credit where credit is due. Now, the biggest acquisition for the Toronto Maple Leafs, TJ Brodie, toughest departure, Andres Johnsson. Man, they look good on paper, don't they? These high hopes, quick exit Maple Leafs who can frustrate or fly on any given Saturday. GM Kyle Dubas carved from the middle-class Kasperi Kapanen Johnson to cultivate character. Joe Thornton, Wayne Simmons. Yeah, those Leafs, they need character and internal competition. He also reshuffled a defense group that never quite fit right? No, that Leafs defense never fit right. That's the problem. They didn't know how to defend. No, they just didn't fit right. All right, let's just butter it up a little bit more for the soft Toronto fans out there that can't have the media say anything bad about their team. Bringing in KHL star Mikko Lehtinen, Cup champ Zach Bogosian, and local boy Brody. Oh, man. Yeah, a local boy. Man, we weren't settled with John Tavares. We need TJ Brody, too. Good local boys on the Toronto Maple Leafs. What is this, 1960? Despite the rumors and the critics, the Leafs did not change their goalie or their identity, possess the puck, score in bunches, and ride or die with $40 million worth of star forwards. But they certainly tinkered with the complementary parts. Oh, from the long shadows of Tampa and Boston, the Leafs may land in a division they're favored to win. Toronto will roll out Canada's most talented roster. It'll be up to the men in the dressing room to prove that talent equals greatness. I'm sorry. Where is this? In the writing aspect, is there a negative word here? Oh, these high hopes, quick exit Maple Leafs who can fly or frustrate any given Saturday. That's an adequate description. That is not negative coverage. That is an adequate description of the Leafs. That is not negative. That is true to the T. Whereas the Oilers stuff, oh man. Yeah, you can't depend on those two guys. Those two guys aren't good enough to lift an entire team. Meanwhile, they've been lifting the entire team away from dead last for the past 3 years. But, oh no, they're not good enough to rely on. And even the pieces aren't good enough now that they've added. So the goaltending is a question. But we're in this, right? Oh no. Possess the puck, score in bunches, and ride or die with $40 million worth of star forwards. But you know what? Unlike the Oilers, the Leafs are going to ride. There's no question. The Leafs are going to ride. They've got the most talented roster, and all they have to do is prove it. Oh man, they're good. They are gold. This is a bunch of ridiculousness today, and it is absolutely just nonsensical that this continues. And I mean, right, I talked about the disrespect for Leon Draisaitl, but the narrative that the Oilers can't have nice things because they have nice things is beyond tired. It's old, it's useless, and at some point, we got to give up from a national media perspective of having and accepting this coverage that the Oilers are just subpar because no matter what they do, they aren't going to equal Toronto because Toronto's the favorite no matter what. Brutal. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. I will catch you in the next one.